You've been taught that honesty, loyalty, and kindness are virtues, qualities you should cling to no matter what. You learn to play fair, to do the right thing, even when it hurts. But here's a brutal truth. Exactly because you clung to those principles, you've probably been losing more than you realize. Niccolò Machiavelli didn't view morality as an inherent good. He saw it as a tool, a weapon to be wielded strategically. In his view, blind morality wasn't noble, it was weakness. And in the real world, weakness invites domination. Think about that. When everyone around you is unprincipled, your unwavering ethics become your Achilles heel. Machiavelli warned that a man who makes a profession of goodness in everything is bound to come to ruin among so many who are not good. If you want to survive in a world built on deception, power plays, and shifting alliances, you first need to rip up the playbook you were handed, because the people who taught you those rules sure don't follow them. Layer 1: Morality as a trap. Morals make you predictable, and the predictable get played. If people know you never lie, never betray, always forgive, they have your blueprint. They'll design situations where your values backfire. You're too loyal to walk away, too honest to protect your own interests, too kind to hit back. Meanwhile, they exploit every gap in your code. What's the solution? Never broadcast your values. If your opponents can't read your moves, they can't set traps. Instead, be fluid, capable of looking virtuous while doing whatever it takes behind the scenes. Power belongs to the unreadable, not the righteous. Morality without power is like bringing a knife to a gunfight. Appear moral, don't be moral. Machiavelli's advice. It is better to appear moral than to be moral. Why? Because the appearance keeps people's trust, and the lack of real restraint keeps you free. If you must choose between seeming cruel or being crushed by kindness, pick cruelty. Strategically, not savagely. The goal isn't to enjoy hurting people. It's to protect yourself. Have you ever tried reasoning with someone toxic, hoping they'd see your kindness and change? That's morality without leverage. It's feeding wolves by hand. The morals you grew up reciting, turn the other cheek, forgive and forget, were never universal virtues. They were behavioral shackles to keep you obedient. The Prince wasn't a self-help book for the masses. Machiavelli wrote for rulers, not peasants. He didn't tell princes to be kind. He told them to cultivate the illusion of kindness. A successful leader must be a fox to spot traps and a lion to scare off threats. That means recognizing when moral arguments are just attempts to shame or disarm you, and having the discipline to ignore guilt when it's weaponized. When someone insists you should behave ethically, ask yourself, is this about right and wrong, or about keeping me in line? Usually it's about control. Your principles become their strategy. Skilled manipulators don't fight your morality. They hijack it. They'll trigger your compassion to dodge accountability, your loyalty to lock you into a sinking ship, your honesty to extract secrets, your forgiveness to stay close enough to betray you again. Turn values into choices, not reflexes. From this moment on, every moral decision should be a choice, not a reflex. Give compassion only when it costs you nothing. Extend loyalty only to those who'd bleed for you. Offer forgiveness on your terms, after someone has truly earned it. Never give virtue away for free. Make others earn it through their own hardship. Machiavelli didn't hate morals. He simply recognized that they're a luxury for those who already hold power. If you start out life leading with honesty, loyalty, or kindness in a world that rewards deception, you'll be broken and then forgotten. The power of the moral mask. Here's the next twist. Those who appear moral often hold more power than those who are moral. Morality as armor is predictable. Morality as a mask is untouchable. This is the art of virtue manipulation. You don't have to be evil, but you must be capable of evil, because that makes your goodness rare and valuable. Imagine a politician who smiles while gutting your freedoms, a CEO who preaches compassion while crushing competitors, a partner who vows loyalty while keeping secret options. They win not because they're moral, but because they seem moral. They let you project your values onto them, then rewrite the rules behind your back. Morality is theater, you're the lead actor. People don't care if you're truly good. They care if you look good. We live in an optics-driven world. Headlines, impressions, emotional cues. Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are. So treat morality like a performance. Show outrage when others lie, praise fairness in public, comfort people in pain, all while gathering the intelligence you need to strike when the time is right. This isn't hypocrisy. It's survival. Control your public persona before you control your destiny. Use emotional influence to hide your moves. Don't stop pretending. Why do ruthless people get exposed? They stop pretending. They forget that perception is everything. The best strategy. Do something so brutal that no one expects it from a person as kind-seeming as you. When they least suspect, reveal your true strength. Use morality to control the narrative. While others play moral cops to shame and disarm, you can wield morality to shape how people think. Accuse your rivals of unethical conduct you don't really care about. Frame yourself as the one trying to do the right thing, even if all your actions are coldly calculated. People care more about what feels wrong than what works poorly. They'll crown you a hero before they catch a glimpse of the blade you've hidden. That's the power of emotional optics. You control the story, they just react. Reframe guilt into dominance. When someone tries to shame you, how could you do that? That's not right. Don't argue morality. Reframe the entire debate. Say, I did what was necessary, or, you're talking about ideals. I'm talking about results. They argue virtue, you argue outcomes. You deflate their outrage and show the crowd who's really in control. Machiavelli never defended himself on moral grounds. He shifted the frame, made his opponents look like zealots, and let the public see him as the reasonable one. Now that you know how to wear morality like a mask, it's time to learn how to turn the tables when someone else tries to use morals against you. Flip guilt into dominance. When the moral mob surrounds you, lecturing, shaming, demanding you do the right thing, don't defend yourself on their terms. Defending implies you accept their frame. Instead, shift the conversation. I understand your values, but my priority is results. Label their passion as emotional overreach. You're letting feelings drive this debate. Or, this is business, not a sermon. By reframing, you expose them as zealots and position yourself as the calm authority. You don't argue virtue. You argue outcomes. Decode moral language. Watch for the classic bait-and-switch phrases. A good person would means, I want you to submit. Don't you care? Means, I'm weaponizing your empathy. If you were truly loyal, means, I need blind obedience. When these pop up, call them out. Respond with a neutral statement. Loyalty isn't blind obedience. Or compassion without standards becomes weakness. By naming the tactic, you strip it of power. Strategic moral delay. Timing is everything. Let the world believe you're guided by ethics until it stops being convenient. While they relax their guard, you gather intelligence and sow confusion. Turn the other cheek 3 times, let them think you're powerless, then strike when they least expect it. This isn't reckless betrayal, it's surgical precision. You respect the performance of morality until the very end, then reveal the truth of your power. The final internal weapon, guilt as a leash. Understand that guilt is only valid when you actually break real rules, not imaginary ones. People use guilt to muzzle your independence, to make you prioritize their emotional needs over your success. The cure isn't becoming heartless. It's recognizing when guilt is deserved and when it's just a leash. Next time someone tries to guilt trip you, ask, did I break an actual agreement, or am I just making you uncomfortable? If it's the latter, you're free to walk away. Building your Machiavellian code of ethical power. You've seen how morality can trap you and how to wear it like armor or a mask. Now let's talk about crafting your personal switchblade ethics. Situational honesty. Ask, will telling the truth advance my goals? If yes, be transparent. If no, lie strategically. Deception is just another tool. Selective forgiveness. Offer it sparingly and on your terms. Forgiveness should feel like a reward, not an expectation. Conditional loyalty. Invest loyalty only in people who have proven themselves under fire. Others remain provisional allies, no blind devotion. Controlled compassion. Show empathy to gain trust and intelligence. Withdraw it when it exposes you to risk. Calculated cruelty. Use it when necessary to maintain order and respect, but never when it weakens your position or fuels backlash. Your values become tactical levers you flip based on stakes, opponent, and long-term payoff. They're not fixed commandments, they're performance settings. Fear versus love, the long game. Machiavelli famously said it's safer to be feared than loved if you can't be both. But the ultimate Machiavellian prize is to achieve both. In the early game, prioritize unpredictability and fear to secure your position. In the middle game, selectively earn trust by delivering advantages to key allies. In the late game, practice selective virtue, rare acts of generosity that make your reputation legendary. When people know you can destroy them but choose kindness instead, your mercy becomes priceless. Master the optics of power. Public perception is your battlefield. Headlines, social media, casual conversations. Every interaction is an opportunity to reinforce your mask. Donate to charity while expanding your empire. Praise unity while undermining opponents behind the scenes. Admit minor faults to distract from major ones. Frame your actions as principled even when they serve ruthless aims. Control the narrative so that your potential for cruelty is whispered, but your kindness is celebrated. Psychological immunity to shame. Develop a mental shield thick enough that no one's judgment can penetrate it. When confronted with accusations, you've changed, you're cold, you've lost your soul, don't flinch. Smile and reply, change is necessary, or my priorities have evolved. By refusing to defend from guilt's pulpit, you maintain control of the conversation and of yourself. The art of the hidden blade. Always leave them wondering what you'll do next. If they think they know your values, they can predict your moves. If they think you have no values, they see you as a savage with nothing to lose, and that scares them. The ideal myth is that you have a moral code, but nobody truly knows it. You become unreadable. Timing your ruthlessness. Ruthlessness without timing is merely brutality. Mercy without leverage is weakness. Combine them by waiting for the perfect moment, after they drop their guard, to reveal your true strength. This could mean a business rival not suspects you'll undercut them after years of cooperation, or a friend doesn't see your endgame until they're already outmaneuvered. Maintaining your soul, optional. Some argue that living this way corrupts your inner self. Machiavelli would say, your inner self is irrelevant to the world's game. But if you value maintaining integrity in private, compartmentalize your actions. Keep a journal, practice rituals, or confide in a trusted few who understand the necessity of the mask. This way, you preserve a sense of self while playing the ruthless game in public. When to step off the throne. The ultimate question. When do you lower the mask and live freely? Machiavelli's answer. Never, unless you've achieved the stability and respect to retire on your own terms. Even then, keep the world believing you're still the same force to be reckoned with. Legends never retire. They fade into myth. You've now built your Machiavellian arsenal. The mask, the frame shift, the switchblade ethics, the timing of ruthlessness, and the shield against shame. You control your morality rather than being controlled by it. You're not here to destroy the idea of goodness. You're here to wield it, bend it, and conceal your true intentions until the moment of your choosing. And now, with everything in place, it's time to seal your transformation into someone who not only survives in a world of shifting loyalties and hidden blades, but thrives on its rules. You've learned to keep your values hidden until you choose to reveal them. Now, let's talk about building a personal Machiavellian credo, your private constitution of power. 1. Make every value conditional. Don't let any principle become an unbreakable law. Instead, treat honesty, loyalty, compassion, and even mercy as tactical options. When honesty advances your agenda, speak the truth. When deception secures your interests, lie without remorse. Loyalty is a currency you spend on high-investment allies, not on every passerby. Compassion is a negotiation tool. Show it when it pays dividends in influence. 2. Calibrate fear and respect. Absolute fear breeds resentment. Absolute kindness breeds contempt. Your aim is to find the dynamic equilibrium that keeps people on their toes. Use fear sparingly, enough to remind others you're not to be trifled with, but never so much that they form conspiracies to topple you. Sprinkle acts of generosity to remind them that your power can be a blessing, not only a threat. 3. Master the art of the reveal. The greatest trick is to let others see your hand only when the pot's already in your grasp. Operate in shadows. Make decisions behind the scenes. Let your emissaries speak for you, and maintain an air of plausible deniability. Then, at the critical moment, step forward and take credit. Your rivals will scramble to understand what happened, and by then, your victory is sealed. 4. Build a reputation of controlled virtue. Your legend is your most formidable weapon. Perform small, strategic gestures of virtue. Donate to a cause, defend a fair point, mentor an underling, and let the public narrative solidify around them. Meanwhile, your actual conquests happen out of sight. When people hear your name, they'll recall your few acts of kindness and assume your entire character mirrors them. That assumption is your camouflage. 5. Keep your circle tight. Shared power is diluted power. Surround yourself with a handful of fiercely loyal confidants, people who've proven their value under fire and whose silence you can trust. Everyone else is expendable, a pawn at best. Cultivate relationships of convenience, not devotion. When alliances outlive their usefulness, let them quietly expire. A small inner circle keeps your true intentions discreet. 6. Weaponize information. Knowledge is the most efficient form of leverage. Gather intelligence relentlessly. Personal weaknesses, financial dependencies, hidden grudges, and store it like ammunition. You don't always have to fire. Often, the mere threat of disclosure is enough to bend opposition to your will. Never underestimate how much power comes from knowing more than you reveal. 7. Time your moves with precision. Ruthlessness without timing is wasteful, and kindness without leverage is meaningless. Always ask, what's the optimal moment to strike or to show mercy? If you reveal your sharp edge too soon, you scare people into hiding. Too late, you miss your window. Patience is not passivity. It's the art of waiting until your opponent's defenses are at their thinnest. 8. Develop an emotional armor. People will try to shame, guilt, or guilt-trip you to manipulate your actions. Cultivate indifference to all but genuine threats. When someone accuses you of cruelty or selfishness, respond with a shrug. Actions have consequences. Or, I won't apologize for pursuing my goals. The less you react to emotional pleas, the less power they hold over you. 9. Maintain a private sanctuary. Even Machiavelli recognized that power used relentlessly can erode the self. If you value some sense of integrity or sanity, create a hidden refuge, a journal, a small group of trusted advisors, or a personal ritual that reinvigorates your spirit. This compartment protects your private self from the relentless demands of your public persona. 10. Remember the endgame. Everything you do should serve long-term security and legacy. Ask yourself after every strategic choice, will this extend my influence or expose me to new threats? Short-term gains that undermine your position are fool's gold. True Machiavellian mastery is building a fortress, both reputational and literal, that stands when you're gone. You were raised to see morality as a chain. You've learned to wear it like armor, wield it like a mask, and discard it like a weapon. Now, you stand on the brink of real freedom, not the naive freedom of doing whatever you want, but the strategic freedom that comes from commanding respect and fear in equal measure. In the end, the world doesn't reward saints. It remembers survivors. It honors the rulers who could make others believe in their goodness while moving pieces on a hidden board. It elevates the masters of perception, the architects of influence, and the orchestrators of destiny. You're not here to be a martyr. You were born to be a monarch. Let them clutch their purity. You'll hold the throne.